Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel for a very special episode today. This deck comes from Patreon subscriber Viola, but it is not Viola's deck. This deck belongs to Viola's friend Wayne, aka Knives. And Wayne tragically passed of cancer in March of 2022. He was a longtime Magic player out of the New York City area, and as I understand it, this was his deck that he spent the last 10 years or so grinding with and iterating on. It was his pet deck. It started with a Sam Black Zombardment list from back in the day, and slowly over the years just morphed into Zombie Value Tribal. Viola pulled this list out of Wayne's deck folder, whether that was on MTGO or a hosting site, I'm not quite sure, but I was given the most recent iteration of Wayne's zombie deck and asked to tune it up and take it for one last ride in honor of Wayne. It means a lot to me that my Patreon subscribers and my channel trust me with this sort of thing. It feels very heavy, and I'm honored to do this for Viola and for the New York City Magic community. What we got here, like I said, starts with the Zombardment shell, which is Goblin Bombardment, Carrion Feeder, and Gravecrawler as an engine. Carrion Feeder is a zombie. Gravecrawler you can cast from your graveyard as long as you have a zombie. So you can basically pay X black mana to give Carrion Feeder plus X permanently, which also creates a dies trigger, which triggers things like Undead Augur. Whenever Augur or another zombie you control dies, draw a card and you lose 1 life. It cashes off Grave Pact. You can sacrifice Relentless Dead to trigger Relentless Dead, and if you have enough mana, get back the Relentless Dead and another zombie. Just a lot of sacrifice for fun and value sort of things. With Goblin Bombardment and any other zombie in play, Gravecrawler is pay X black, deal X damage divided as you choose over any targets. Outside of that Gravecrawler, Carrion Feeder, Goblin Bombardment core, Wayne, I don't even know if I've ever seen this card before, or seen it in play, or really considered that it exists at all until I was sent this deck list. Black 2/2 Zombie Wizard. Whenever this or another zombie you control dies, draw a card and lose 1 life. There's a lot of variations of this one, but for 2 mana, that's a pretty efficient package to put that on. Relentless Dead, this card was a heater coming off of spoiler season during Shadows over Innistrad. If you were playing back then, you remember this one. Everyone was like, wow, this card is unbeatable. 2 black for a 2/2 Menace. When it dies, you can pay it black. If you do, return it to its hand. Also, when it dies, you may pay X. If you do, return another target zombie card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. So for 1 black, it never stops coming. Once you have extra mana on top of the black, it starts bringing friends back with it. We got the full boat of that in here as well. Tidehollow Sculler is a sweet one. Also a zombie, by the way, if you've never read this card's type line before. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand, you choose an online card from it, exile that card, then when Sculler leaves the battlefield, they get the card back. There's a trick with Sculler, which is how cards used to be templated, but they've stopped templating them this way, but we benefit from this being a slightly older card. If Tidehollow Sculler leaves the battlefield before it takes a card, then the give the card back trigger will resolve before the take the card trigger does, so you get to take the card permanently, and they can never get it back. In combination with Carrion Feeder or Goblin Bombardment, you can play Tidehollow Sculler, sacrifice it in response to its own trigger, get a trigger off Undead Augur perhaps, or Wayward Servant, and take an opponent's card forever. And then with Relentless Dead, you can start looping them and do it over and over again. Good stuff. Wayward Servant, also a card I haven't seen since Amonkhet Limited. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is a drain engine with the sack outlets. It's a keep yourself alive engine with Undead Augur. It's important to have a life gain effect alongside these drain yourself effects because Legacy is a pretty fast format with Delver and such flying around. You can't just like take 5 during the course of a game from your own spells. Diagraph Colossus, also a standard staple from its time. 3 mana 2/2, enters the battlefield with a +1 counter for each zombie card in your graveyard. And whenever you cast a zombie spell, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. This is a zombie farm if you have it early, and a giant payoff if you have it late. Goes nutty with Gravecrawler. Every time you cast Gravecrawler, you get a 2/2 zombie. Every time you get a 2/2 zombie, it triggers Wayward Servant. We got stuff going on here. And at the top end of the creature curve, we'll talk about these 2 sweet enchantments later. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, also a zombie, by the way. And it enters the battlefield. Each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black, and you gain life equal to the life lost in this way. This is just a kind of fun of top-end thing that I added to the deck. This was one of my innovations. There's just a lot of black pips in this deck, and it's kind of a pseudo-burn deck anyway with Goblin Bombardment, and like I said, you want ways to gain life. And Grey Merchant, if this game goes long enough, if you ever loop it with Relentless Dead, if that's even necessary, but there is a non-combat engine to win a game here, and I'm pretty excited about. And the last 2 cards we haven't talked about, Contamination and Grave Pact. These are both directly from Wayne himself. Contamination, 2 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, sack Contamination unless you sack a creature. We got Gravecrawler and Relentless Dead to mitigate that drawback. If a land is tapped for mana, it produces black instead of any other type and amount. It's kind of like a pseudo-black Blood Moon with a pretty steep cost to have in play. This card is sweet. I have never put it in a deck before, but I'm excited to try it. This is kind of one of your hard lock options once you get ahead a little bit and you get your Gravecrawler online. If your opponent's deck doesn't function with black mana, you could just shut the door with a card like this. And Grave Pact is another option that does a similar thing. If your opponent's on any sort of creature-based strategy, they're not going to be able to get through this. 1 black, black, black. Whenever a creature you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. It's an EDH staple right here. This is a sweet one. I have definitely put this in decks before. Big fan of this card going back to my youth. I started playing slightly before Stronghold came out, so I remember this card being new, and it was a heater, and it still is now. A very obvious payoff for your sacrifice and recursion engine. Just make sure your opponent never has any creatures in play. And there are some decks that can't win if that's the case. The sideboard is just full of powerful legacy cards. Just, ways to not die to combo immediately between Leyline and Deafening Silence. Some extra removal. Pyroblast, of course, and Wear Tear. Because Graveyard Hate's a problem for us, and I'd like to remove it if it comes into play. And that is the deck. It is pretty different from other versions of Zombardment we've seen. I've played Zombardment on this channel before. All of the card choices in this deck make sense, which is important to me when I try a deck. Is every card in this deck something you've seen in Legacy before? No. Does every card in this deck belong in the Legacy format? Probably not. But Legacy, the whole point of it is that you could play whatever you want for the most part. All sets are legal. Every card that's not broken is legal. And as long as all 75 cards in the deck make sense, I'm interested in trying it out. Hopefully I could put some wins on the board, but this league is not really about winning and losing. It's about playing tribute to Wayne, aka Knives. Let's go do that. I'm on the draw against a Yorion deck in round 1. I'm going to keep. If they are Death and Taxes, Goblin Bombardment is the cat's pajamas. But it also means they have a lot of exile-based removal. Let's see what happens here. Alright, File's pretty good. This is kind of tough because I do want a Bombardment, but I don't want to play into Wasteland. Like the Silent Clearing is there. I don't really want to lose the life. I think I just want to get set up with a basic Swamp here. Make sure I can do anything. And then I'll try to figure out the red mana later. Oh. What a twist. Oh, this is Cephalid Breakfast. Okay. That's exciting. does it do anything for me? I'm going to play Augur and start attacking. I don't know if Breakfast is a Bridge from Below deck, but I really wish my Goblin Bombardment was in play now that I have this additional information. Might just lose on this turn. If you're not familiar with this deck, Nomad's Encore is a creature that can target something unlimited times, 0 mana. The next 1 damage that would be dealt to Nomad's Encore this turn is dealt to target creature you control instead. Cephalid Illusionist, whenever it's targeted, you mill 3. So you just have a bunch of ways to target Cephalid Illusionist infinitely, and you mill your whole deck and win. It's like a slightly more stable but slower Oops All Spells. All right, there's Grand Abolisher, and we're just dead. All right, I will let them play out the combo so you can all see it, and I would like to see what's in this deck specifically. I know this has had sort of a renaissance lately. Yeah, so you can redirect 1 damage at a time. Like, damage doesn't actually have to be happening. It's just the next 1 damage that would happen gets moved to the Cephalid Illusionist. And here comes this deck. Recruiter of the Guard, Alice Jailer. This is a pretty stable. Also, I forgot this is a Yorion deck, and they had the turn 3 combo with protection. Aether Vial, Nomads, Cephalid, with Grand Abolisher even on turn 3. Good stuff. Congratulations. All right, there's a Cabal Therapy in the deck. Multiple Cabal Therapies. Shuko is another thing that can target your Illusionist infinitely. Cauldron Complete, Dread Return, Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. Like, I just need to bring in my Graveyard Hate here and my removal and make it happen. All right, yeah, I can safely concede here. Probably should have conceded in response to the therapy so they don't see all the wonky cards in my deck. Okay, Leyline is good. Pyroblast can kill Illusionist, but if they have Nomad in play, they could just mill infinitely in response. I do want Swords of Plowshares, though, because of the fair half of the deck. Cards that are less good. Grave Pack's actually bonkers. They're an Aether Vial deck, so maybe Contamination isn't good. They are combo decks, so Sculler's really good. I don't think there's going to be time for Grey Merchant. And I can shave an Aether Vial. That's a card that you want in your opener, but you don't want to see it again. Wayne's original list actually had 3, which might have been the perfect number, and the one I added might be a mistake. Shout out to Wayne for that. Someone did the math. Right, Wayward Servant doesn't impact the board that hard, and Diagraph Colossus, just because it's a 3-drop. Trying to even this up a little bit. My opponent's deck can't play Wear Tear for sure. Or it can't play Rest in Peace for sure. Gotta decide if I need outs to Leyline or whatever. Do I want to make room for 2 more cards? Probably not. Let's do it. No Leyline in this hand. No anything really in this hand. Or just susceptible to whatever happens. I do have the whole engine here. I have Feeder and Gravecrawler and Augur. But I think I have no mulligan against this combo deck. Don't love this either, but at least Tidehollow Scholar is something. I think I'm going to keep this in bottom of Scrubland. Keep this bottom Scrubland. And I'm going to go in on Carrion Feeder first, because I think I want to do the full Scullering of play it, sack it in response to its own trigger. Vial is here again. Well, that's a good card. I'm going to get the Badlands. White, black. Sculler comes into play, unless they force it. In response, I'm going to eat it. So they get back the card I took that I haven't taken yet. Now I take a card forever. And they had Brazen Borrower, so glad I did that. I'm going to take Stoneforge Mystic forever. And I get to attack for 2. Brazen Borrower is over there, but even if they reset the counters on Carrion Feeder, that's mana negative. They're spending 2 mana to answer it a 1-drop. Grand Abolisher's in. Means I can't do stuff on their turn. I can get Gravecrawler chunk in. I can get Wayward Servant down or Augur. I think I want to Augur. I am going to need more cards to actually win this game. Okay, they just take 2 here. And I can't activate abilities or play spells, so Carrion Feeder's off for the turn cycle. That's what Grand Abolisher does. I know there's a Brazen Borrower, 2 lands, and 2 mystery cards over there. That island was not a card I knew about. Neither was this Recruiter of the Guard. So, working with perfect information again. They could get Illusionist here, and then they're just set up for whatever comes. Oh, getting Stoneforge Mystic. All right. That makes sense. That is a strong pivot. Gravecrawler, get in there. You're going to sack Gravecrawler to draw a card. Bombardment's all right. Gravecrawler, get back in there. Draw a card again. Like, really trying to hit this land. All right, we got there. Gravecrawler again. And I'm going to attack with my 2 creatures. I'll take the trade on Grand Abolisher. I'm fine with that. Chump blocking with Recruiter. Okie dokie. They get to Vial in Stoneforge Mystic here, but if I draw the land and get Grave Pact online, I get to just Shadow Realm them. All right, let's see if they're going for Shuko or Kaldra. All right, just straight in for Kaldra. Somebody wants to race. They have exactly enough mana to Stoneforge and Brazen Borrower. There's the Polluted Delta we knew about. Yep, here comes Kaldra. Gravecrawler can't block, and I can't activate abilities, so literally nothing to be done here. All right, land off the top. Let's go. Shit. Okay, Wayward Servant. Whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control. So I can drain for 1 here. I suspect my Carrion Feeder is getting bounced this turn. The sequencing, how does sequencing this matter? All right, I'm just going to attack with all my creatures. Carrion Feeder can sack itself, which is fine because I already have another one in my hand. And that fizzles the petty theft so they don't get a Brazen Borrower later. I think that is the play. I like it. And then I can Wayward Servant and Carrion Feeder. Gain a life. You go to 12, opponent's at 8. I can sack Gravecrawler right now, try to hit the land. I think I want to do that. Let's go land. Shit. All right, fine. That's 1 less attacker for next turn, but spiking the land there would have been so big. I think it's worth the shot. 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite dead. All right, good luck with that. Unless they're combo killing me right now. Name Goblin Bombardment. Yeah, that was the right call, because that does threaten a burst of damage. There's 2 vials here. I wonder if they'll be able to resist that. And it's not even good. Like, the vial is literally just completely irrelevant in the game at this point. One of us is going to be dead before vial gets to 2. They might care about Sculler, depending on what's in the hand. You know there's a Flooded Strand and 1 mystery card. They could wish for Yorion and reset Stoneforge Mystic next turn. Okay, they do care about this. It's probably taking the Grave Pact because this card's fucking unbeatable. Oh, they took Sculler. All right, no respect at all. Oh no, what's this? Is it Yorion? 3 mana is in the pool. All right, yeah, Yorion's in hand now. And we know they have the 5th land there. Yorion can happen next turn. Ooh, no attack. Top 10 Betrayal. The 3rd Aether Vial. But my engine is online here. I'm just fully draining and gaining and drawing cards. Another Augur, not what I'm looking for. Swords to Plowshares is in my deck, so I'll leave the white mana open for last. Leyline of the Void, not what I'm looking for. And I guess I do want to go 1 more. Lands are still good here. Still no lands to be found. Okay. Carrion Feeder's a 5/5. Yorion's coming down next turn. Not even convinced that matters. No attacks, though. All right. They can attack with the Germ and Flicker Kaldra, and then it's still back to block. So that whole engine is still operational. Augur is not optional. So, like, the fact I'm at 11, which is 1 point away from 2 Kaldra swings, means that, like, if Kaldra connects twice and they can kill a creature somehow, I die. Which could cut a whole turn off of the game. They played a land. Fully expect Kaldra to attack here, and then Yorion to flicker it. Hope there's not a Recruiter in that Aether Vial. Alright, looks like this is just happening. Alright, the Yorion is also cool. Big ol' flying creature. Time to dig for Swords to Plowshares again. Kaldra's back. Swords to Plowshares. Relentless Dead. The Fourth land for Grave Pact also would have done the thing here. Get the drain game going. 5. Trying to figure out if there's a world where I just don't go in, but I don't think that world exists. I'm just very interested in Swords to Plowshares right now. Another Gravecrawler. Put you to 3. And put them to 2. And me to 7. Alright, I'm going in again here. Ugh. 22 cards into my deck and hit 3 lands is pretty harsh. Am I dead? I can block. If they realize they can attack with Grand Abolisher, pretty sure I'm dead. Okay. Bad situation here. If I attack with all of my creatures, what happens? Then they have to block with Grand Abolisher. I lose 2 life, and then I'm dead to Cauldron anyway. Alright, yeah, that doesn't work. I could just sack zombies and draw cards and hope to find Plow before I run out of life points. I would need to find land and Plow, though. Is there another play here? Oh, there is one Phyrexian Tower in the deck, which if I draw it and sack a creature to make black, I can cast Gravecrawler twice. Oh, baby. Is that what we're playing to? Guess so. This can't block anyway, might as well draw a card. And if I sack Undead Augur, that's my last chance to spike here. Well, I found Bloodstained Mire, which is a land last time I checked. But also pretty sure it's too late. It doesn't matter. Opponent is going to stabilize this game at 1 life. Disappointing. 1 extra land at any point throughout this entire game would have done it. Alright, GG. Yeah, there's no way to absorb enough damage here between the trample and the flying. Carrion Feeder can't block. It's a 9/9, but can't block our words right on that card. Same with Gravecrawler. Yeah, if one of these 3 Aether Vials was a land, we win this game. Oh my god, please cast Swords to Plowshares. I need it. Plow the Carrion Feeder. Give me another turn. That was not the one I wanted you to plow. Alright. I was dead anyway, but they still Swords to Plowshared me. Oh, and showing off now. Otawara. Okay. That was a pretty tight game that came down to missing our 4th land drop until the 25th card of the deck was found. Sweet one, though. On to the next round. I'm on the draw in round 2 with an Aether Vial hand. I'm in for this. This is the flip side. Sometimes drawing Aether Vial, you die, and sometimes it's in your opener. I'm playing against Terran Crypto. Sorry about your crypto market over there. Hope you invested in Zerg coin. Oh no. I'm just going to get Doomsday out of this game. I would prefer Reanimator to Doomsday because I just have more stuff for that matchup. But regardless, this is bad. Oh my god, this is so much worse than anything else I would have predicted. But no, that's not even true. Like, whatever. I am a graveyard deck, but I don't do a whole lot of searching. And this graveyard happens at sorcery speed, so I can do stuff still. Alright, I mean, this has to be some sort of just like prison shit deck. I don't know. Anyway, here's Aether Vial. I hope we win now, because this Ashiok doesn't really do anything. Thoughtseize, okay, that's pretty good. Probably taking Tide Hollowsculler would be my guess. Among the cards in my hand, I would give Tide Hollowsculler the title of Real Legacy card. Sculler was in just like actual Legacy decks for a long time. The power levels kind of moved off it. They're still activating Ashiok against me. Oh, they really were all in on this Ashiok, huh? Okay, Cavern on Zombie. And I think I actually want to lead on Wayward Servant. So, Relentless Dead, if they have discard spells, does that even matter? Okay, I'm going to play Relentless Dead because they need to draw mana before their removal spells do anything, and because Relentless Dead happens at instant speed, alright, if they drew the mana for a Sudden Edict or whatever's going on here, that can actually remove my Relentless Dead forever. Oh, him to Troc. Alright. Hitting the 2 creatures, what the fuck? Alright. Well, if you minus Ashiok again, it's dead. Fearless. Okay. That was the best Him to Turok imaginable. Draw a 2-drop. Okay. Silent Clearing. Attack Ashiok. make it dead. And I do have 1 drops, 2 drops, and Aether Vial going here, so I'm going to draw a card. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm going to vial that in as a surprise if necessary. Oh shit, I tapped wrong. I forgot that I left Cavern up because it's just any mana, but I literally have a spell that cares about black mana in play right now. Oh god, if they play like Liliana Liliana of the Veil right now. Rotting Regisaur. Alright, yeah, I can block that until you're out of cards. Recur this infinitely. End of turn. Alright. Rotting Regisaur was a card I considered for this deck. It is, in fact, a zombie. And I'm going to leave Vial on 2 because that's a combo with Relentless Dead. I'll play the other Silent Clearing, and Relentless Dead has Menace, but I'd rather block with it. I get to draw a card when it dies. My opponent is slowly bleeding out cards from their hand due to Regisaur. Regisaur? Regisaur. I think they're both true. I'm going to alternate back and forth to tilt the listeners who care about that sort of thing. Wow, discarded Voidwalker. What is in your hand? I'm officially scared. Voidwalker is like one of the best cards imaginable for their position right now, and they just discarded it. Oh, we're just going in on fatty beats. Don't think that's good. I'm sure that attacking is bad, though. Because now Relentless Dead dies, and I get to get it back and draw a card. I think not attacking was the play there. I'm gonna activate Silent Clearing in case I find something I like better than Relentless Dead. Oh, well, that card's going away anyway, so that doesn't matter. Leaving Vial on 2. And you discard at the beginning of your upkeep, so I'm going to stop in their draw step. They discard the 1 card they have, and I'm going to fetch for white mana. The Swords to Plowshares is in my deck. Black, black, Relentless Dead, cast this, and then I'm going to pass the turn. Okay, so you discard to your dinos. Still pretty sure Voidwalker was way better than Regisaur here. Alright, Sudden Edict discarded instead of cast. They're really hoping on this draw step to pay out, but I'm going to check the draw step. In the upkeep, put in Sculler. What did we hit? Wasteland. Okay, Wasteland's pretty good. Alright, I got more of those. I'm going to block with, I think it's both Relentless Deads, because the first one can return the second one next turn, or I can chump with Tidehollow Sculler and then put that in the graveyard to recur it next turn, but I don't really care if that's in the graveyard. Alright, I'm going to leave a Relentless Dead in play so I don't have to recast both of them. To get their Wasteland back. LOL. Okay, I am not going to pay X for Relentless Dead. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Then I am going to pay black for the other Relentless Dead. And now I get to actually attack turn. This is a sweet game. This deck rules. Wayne had excellent taste. This is way too many lands, but it's all good. And I'm just going to leave Vial on 2 up. It's another one. Oh, fuck. Actually, that's fine. Like, everything that I want out of my graveyard will already be gone by the time that matters. I'm going to Vial in the other Relentless Dead. And then one of them can recur the other and itself. Oh, no attacks? They realize they're in a squeeze here? Oh, nope. Changed their mind. Born to Fight. Put in Relentless Dead. Block. Block. So these die. And I'm going to do my best to navigate double Relentless Dead triggers. Right, I am going to pay 2 for Relentless Dead. Look at that Gray Merchant. We're doing it. I'm not going to pay 2 for this one. Which Relentless Dead is this? Okay, this is the correct one, I hope. Alright, good. Navigated it. Moto Expert. Okay. Vial is still going to stay on 2. This Dead Loop is too good. Another Augur, that's hot. Don't think I need it, but it's there. I can just clear Ashiok right now. That would involve taking a big hit. I don't know that I can take a hit from Regisaur, or I can because I'm going to Gray Merchant next turn. Okay, yeah. I'm going to attack. I'm going to clear Ashiok because that thing is a problem. I do care about my graveyard enough to go after it. And I can invest in a second auger here. I lose, oh yeah, because I'm going to recoup this next turn right away. And then I can Violin, Relentless Dead, block one of these. I take 9, but I get to draw a bunch of cards, and the next turn Gary rips it up. It'll push. Yeah, that's fine. I get to draw 2 cards here. Colossus is cool. They are going to connect. Big hits. Put in Relentless Dead. Dead has been genuinely relentless here. I'm going to block. Now I can decide if I want Augur back in play or Dead back in my hand. And I think I want Augur back in play. Wayward Servant. Oh, that's good. Yes, I'm going to pay the 2 to get Augur back. And then Relentless Dead's going to chill in the bin for a minute here. Is my opponent deceased? They're close. I haven't done the math yet. I don't know how to do math. Okay, so if I attack for 6, they go to 7. Oh yeah, they're very dead. Like Omega dead. Put in the Wayward Servant. Cavern on Zombie. Gary. Splat. Even get to drain them for 1 before draining them for 9. And get in there. That was the showcase this deck wanted. This is exactly like all of the engine online here. Never had a Gravecrawler, but didn't need it. Relentless Dead did a really good impression. Plus Relentless Dead can block, which was a big difference between Relentless Dead and Gravecrawler from last round. Oh, that was nice. One of Gary showing up. Okay, Swords to Plowshares is coming in. I feel like I'm going to want Wear Tear. They're going to have... Well, they have main deck Ashiok. Are they going to have Leyline as well? Hard to say, but maybe like Trinisphere, Chalice of the Void. Like, there are concerns that I have. Aether Vial was an all-star. They're literally a mono black deck. I can cut Contamination. Yeah, that's fair. Is Goblin Bombardment cuttable? Like, this isn't a card you want to draw 2 of. I'm not sure this opponent can beat Grave Pact. They don't have that many creatures, though, and I have all these plows. Yeah, I guess the 4-mana spell, probably rough. Just don't really want to cut anything else here. Cutting an Aether Vial is an option, but it was so good, and they're a discard deck, I wouldn't mind having 2 in my opening hand. Yeah, I'm doing this. Pyroblast does kill Ashiok, but Ashiok wasn't even really that bad for me. Yeah, Swords to Plowshares, Augur. Yeah, I don't hate this hand. And I really don't want to just mulligan like any hand against the confirmed Hymn to Turok strategy. I need to respect Opposition Agent a little bit, but I am still going to float this blue to Delta out here. At some point they'll have to... They can't just hold up Dark Ritual forever. Hymn to Turok. Alright, there it is. Hit one of my 3 Diagraph Colossi and one of my lands. That one's actually kind of a sad story. I can draw here. I actually do want to draw land, so I don't want to fetch before my draw. Okay, I'm going to Cavern on Zombie and fetch for Scrubland. They're going to get me with Wasteland no matter what, so I might as well lean in and make sure I can play spells. Maybe I should have fetched both before Ashiok showed up. Yeah, there's an argument for that. They're not a counterspell deck. Yeah, maybe I should have just done that. Okay, that's not Ashiok. And I get a card off of this, and then I get to make a giant Diagraph Colossus. Or I could spend a turn sculling. Kind of like that. Ooh. Alright. I'm going to spend a turn sculling here. See what they're cooking with. Plague Engineer. I'm going to get rid of that. I have Plow for the Regisaur. And I'm actually just going to leave Gravecrawler in my hand because that's a great one to discard to Liliana. There's Marsh Flats. Oh, Ashiok. Disappointing. Okay, that fucks up my whole plan. I have to fetch in response, and I can't discard Gravecrawler anymore. I'm gonna get the Badlands here. I mean, Liliana's gonna die this turn, though. Oh wow, they sequenced it wrong. They Ashioked before they Lilied. Are they even gonna Lily? Oh. Yeah, please give me this. I don't deserve it, but I'll take it. Yeah! Gravecrawler straight to the graveyard after the graveyard hate effect occurred. They have 1 card in hand, it's Rotting Regisaur. I have Swords to Plowshares in my hand. I can remove Liliana through combat. Get that out of the way. Attack Liliana of the Veil. Now this is actually kind of tricky. The temptation to not give them my Gravecrawler is there, but the temptation to cast a 3/3 that's going to shit out infinite bodies is even more exciting. Yeah, I think I'm just getting Colossal here. Especially knowing that they have Wasteland in their deck, just casting this 3-drop when it's an option is pretty exciting. Opponent's pretty stoked that I didn't Gravecrawl. Yeah, there's the Wasteland. Oh no. If they go after my white, they're going to be so smart. Shit. Alright, that was the best draw in the deck. And I have 3 white sources in my deck that don't require searching. One of them's been milled. Alright, suddenly in a lot of trouble, just based on the way these draws have gone. Land that taps for mana, come on. Alright, I'll take a Relentless Dead. That is a spell that I can cast that makes additional zombies. We take those. This Rotting Regisaur is going to be on just kind of defense forever, and Relentless Dead has Menace, so it can still pressure the Ashiok if they don't come up with a second creature. Dothy Voidwalker, okay. Oh, that doesn't block. Alright, yeah, I can pressure Ashiok here. They should not activate Ashiok, like absolutely not. I'm going to have to take 7. If they can even attack. Like, this race is kind of exciting. Alright, attack they have done. So I'm getting to kill Ashiok here. Land. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I'm going to attack Ashiok with my 3-power creature. My opponent with the 4-power creatures. I'm going to leave Zombie Token back to block. Opponent's at 15 and their Ashiok's gone. Then another Diregraph Colossus. Makes another token. This one is just a 2/2, but that's okay. I'm way ahead. They're going to have to hit a banger here. Marsh Flats was not it. Zombie Token, Chumps Regisaur. I take 3, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're just dead. Wayne, we did it. Value Graveyard Recursion Zombies. Just beat the deck with main deck Voidwalker and Ashiok. My goodness. Best tribe ever? It might be true. On to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3. I'm going to keep this. I would like a 1-drop, but I have multiple engine pieces involved here. I got Cavern. Let's do the thing. Just going to Pluto Delta Go and try to jam an uncounterable Scholar on turn 2. Oh, we're playing against Storm Guy is me. This is a known combo player. The username is not lying. Oh, 1-drop right on time. Do I want basic? Do I care? I don't think this opponent is going to be playing any mana disruption. And I'm already exposed to it. Like, Wasteland's going to hit me anyway, so I might as well lean in. I think that's going to be a theme today. Trying to decide if it matters if I get white or red. There's a lot more white cards than red ones, and I already have red mana in my hand, so I'm going to go with that. Zombie action. White, black. Let's have a peek. Trying the Gravecrawler to go with Bombardment's great. The engine's online with the Augur too. The whole squad's here. Fetching in response. Probably a Brainstorm to hide the goods. Oh, a Tundra. Alright. I was not expecting Tundra here. Is this some sort of blue-white show and tell? Are you just not storming today? What's the plan? Oh, we're on some sort of Ledger Shredder strategy. I'm going to take this unlicensed Tourist, because holy shit. That card's not beatable. Ledger Shredder's not really beatable either, but yeah, I'm taking the Graveyard Hate. Okay, we're not storming today. We are shredding. Okay, Swords to Plowshares was a good one to hide. It's the Wasteland. I don't even know if you want to waste here, but alright, yeah, sure. Fair enough. Another Cavern. I know there's no counterspells in the hand right now, so I'll sandbag Cavern for later. I don't really want to be screwed off red. I could also just resolve Bombardment right now when I know it's going to work. Yeah, that's probably the plan. Not going to be able to attack through a Ledger Shredder anyway. Volcanic Island. Probably want to play the Hearse here, because I'm obviously scared of it. Yep, shit. Yeah, that card sucks and is hard to beat. Cavern on Zombie. I'm going to play Gravecrawler first, and then I'm going to make sure the Augur is uncounterable. I'm playing around Daze and Force by sequencing it this way. Yeah, that Hearse is a giant problem. Who told Legacy players about that card? I want to know. Ponder. In at least Swords to Plowshares effect is mitigated because I have Bombardment. I can get value out of something. They did not shuffle. Interesting. Probably just going to plow on my upkeep. All right, we're not. I don't know what's going on right now. Silent Clearing. Don't really need red mana. I already have cast the only red card in my deck. Fuck yeah. Carrion Feeder Tribal. I'm going to Carrion Feeder pre-combat. I would like if a Swords to Plowshares is coming, I would like, yeah, okay. I can just ping. Yeah, that sucks, but God, this Hearse sucks so hard. This would have been the world's easiest turn, no brainer. But if they tap the Hearse, but they don't really need to. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they tap the Hearse? Oh, and Force of Will. All right. Okay, attack with Gravecrawler. So that's what I got. The Force pitched a Ledger Shredder. Wow. Oh yeah, they're just in on Murktide to win this game. Probably a safe bet. And if they want to get rowdy, Murktide can immediately crew the Hearse and attack for 4. But then the Hearse is tapped, and I don't think that's the right way to play this matchup. If there's Murktide, it's the full 8/8. Under and 2 mystery cards in the hand. I'm going to Diagraph Colossus first. Make it uncounterable. Play Carrion Feeder. Even if they daze it, I get a zombie out of this. Alright, they did have daze. I could have sequenced this the other way, but I really wanted to resolve Diagraph Colossus. And I needed to do it in this order. Alright, so daze found a home, even this late in the game. Disappointing. But still got something out of my trouble. If this Murktide attacks, and they are going to need a creature to keep her screwed or something. Ponder. That's the last card I knew about in the hand. Or I know about Tundra as well right now. There are 2 plows already in exile. They chose to shuffle. Hearse is almost as big as Murktide Regent at this point. See if attacking is on the menu. It is. All right. Come on, zombie spells. Oh, fuck yeah. That's a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if they could kill Colossus, they would have done it already. If I untap and get priority, it's immediately a problem. All right, you're at 7. I have 4 zombies in play. It's about to be 6. Stifle the trigger. It's fun. Okay, I don't get priority with Goblin Bombardment, or to replay Gravecrawler, because Bombardment will be on the stack. Yeah, there's no play here except Hope to Race. Oh, I'm just dead. Oh wait, no, they need to put another spell in the graveyard for me to be dead. But it seems just like any spell. Oh god, Hearse, so cracked. Murktide Regent is bullshit. Thought we had it for a second there. Just don't have a spell to cast. That's all I need. And it can't be Swords to Plowshares, because that gains me life. Well, one of us is dead, and it's very close. Okay, I'm not going to fall for the fling in response. I'm going to go to 14 life. I still lose the Lightning Bolt. Ooh, no attack. Oh, yeah. We never sleep. Chugga, 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 chugga. 2 additional zombies to fling at you. In we come. Goblin Bombardment. Oh, I should have flung that one before damage. I missed a damage here, but I don't think it matters. Stifle doesn't help. They can't plow their own Murktide with red mana. Wow, beat the unlicensed Hearse in game 1. Holy guacamole. Okay, this is what Pyroblast is for. This is what Swords to Plowshares is for. Wear Tear. Do I want to Wear Tear, or do I want to use plows on the Hearse? Well, if the Hearse never crews up, that's a problem. I think I do need Wear Tear. I don't want Leyline. They showed me Ledger Shredder and didn't show me Dragon's Rage Channeler. Like, Murktide's still a problem, but I'm bringing in 7 point-and-click removal spells for it. Plus I have Grave Pact. This is a deck that can't beat Grave Pact for sure. What is not as good here? I think Gary and Contamination are definitely coming out. Sorry, Contamination. I'd like to find a home for you, but you are a 3-mana spell. This is a matchup. We've seen Stifle, so even like Aether Vial isn't necessarily a safe bet. Wayward Servant is a cuttable card. Sculler's really good, though they have a lot of removal, which makes Sculler a little awkward. But knowing what I need to play around matters a lot. I think Augur's uncuttable, Gravecrawler's uncuttable. Vial is like the last card I'm looking at. Colossus is pretty good, eventually. Yeah, I think I might just want higher impact spells than Aether Vial. Like, I don't really want to invest in the future against a deck that probably has Prismatic Ending in it. And I'm not cutting Grave Pact, even though the arguments to do so are compelling. All right, no Vials. Let's let Cavern do that work. And do it like this. Let's go. I like this hand. I'm in. It's got Answers to Stuffed. It's soft to Wasteland, but most hands will be. They're holding up the world's most obvious Stifle right now. Drawing the extra land is great. Here's Gravecrawler. Glad they didn't Lightning Bolt into Hearse. That would have been disappointing. Wasteland, okay. Looted Delta, and I'm just going to attack. Don't have 1-mana spell to cast anyway, but I'm definitely not just fetching into Stifle. I am ahead on this board. Another fetch land and another Pyroblast. I could Pyroblast the Stifle if I really want to just shove through here, but I don't need to do anything until they do something. Yeah, the way they're just stubbornly not ever putting mana down. Telegraphing Stifle all day. Alright, its festivities are over. Time to draw a Cavern or something. Wayward Servant. Do I think they have 2 Stifles? Do I care if they do? I'm just going to pass the turn here. Stifle's starting to become a problem. Play around it for a while. But I need to get them to tap low and make a mistake. That Wasteland sucks ass. The mana denial half of this situation is rough. A Carrion Feeder. Okay, well, right now is as good as Stifle's going to get, I think. Or as good as I'm going to be able to play through Stifle. Alright, I fell for it. They didn't have one. I could just fetch 2 Badlands, give up on my white cards, because the Wasteland's going to get me anyway. I could also get Badlands and Scrubland and make them decide. I could just get 2 basics, but that Wasteland's going to get me eventually. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm going to get Badlands and fetch again. They're fetching in response to this. If they have Stifle and Daze, they can get me here. Counter the Stifle. I get another Badlands. And I don't really want to trigger Ledger Shredder if I don't have to. Alright, well, I'm going to have to. They get to Connive here, but hopefully I can kill this creature. If they Daze, they get to Connive again. Such a beating. Alright. That didn't happen. All in. Please don't have the 3rd Wasteland. Expressive Iteration, right? That's a good card. Misty Rainforest is not Wasteland. Time to draw a Cavern or something. Mystic Sanctuary, recurring, EI. And this feels like a Murktide. Okay, white land. Let's go. Shit. Alright, I guess I'm casting Carrion Feeder and hoping I'm not dead. But this Expressive Iteration looks pretty good. Oh god, Daze picking up Misty Rainforest, or Mystic Sanctuary. I'm in danger. Looted Delta, still not a Wasteland. Brainstorm, powerful stuff. Come on, white land. Yeah, they can fetch Mystic Sanctuary that they just brainstormed away, pick up Expressive Iteration, which grows Murktide because a card left their graveyard. Scrubland. Shit. Alright. I've lost that one. It's the 3 sources of mana destruction were a little too many. Maybe I need Aether Vial just to keep that from happening. Okay. I admit defeat. Aether Vial, get back in here. I don't want all 4 of them. And unfortunately, I think it's the end for Grave Pact. I think winning is more important than not winning or losing with a spicy card in your deck. Wontless Dead, Carrion Feeder, good stuff. Diagraph Colossus costs 3, that's a lot. Maybe I just don't get both Wear Tears. And if the Hearse happens, it happens. Right, I'm going to shave a Diagraph Colossus. I really want Wayward Servant. I think the life gain is really important. Or it could be very important. On the play with basic land and Undead Augur. Not pretty, but I'm not going to mulligan a 7-card hand with spells to cast. Don't really want to give up on colored mana already. I'm just going to Swamp Go, which does play into Stifle. But if they ponder or do anything on turn 1, ignore that a little bit. Right now we're in the Stifle standoff. But drawing another land is really good. Okay, sweet. I can cast Undead Augur without fetching. Oh, is that even true? This is dangerous because if they daze, I fetch, they stifle. All right, glad none of that happened. The Phyrexian Tower is in the deck, by the way, at the insistence of Viola, who said that the card is great and there's a lot of cool situations that it creates. I had 4 caverns, but then I cut one for one of these. Swords to Plowshare is a clean answer to Augur. That hurts. Let's hope Tower does something cool. Big oof. And I'm going super wide on lands. I'm not going to lose this game because I don't have mana. That's a good one. Either Vial. Let's slow this down a bit. All right, yeah, that's exactly the card that I said wasn't super hot on Aether Vial because of. But it's all good. Phyrexian Tower. I would like to draw a card with Silent Clearing, but getting that stifled is worse than getting a fetch land stifled, so I'm probably going to start just cracking fetches here, and if he dies, he dies. Ledger Shredder resolves. Right. In the end step, I guess I want to just plow this. I'll take the damage to do it. I don't want to give them Stifle as a connive. Badlands, get that in. Fetch. Scrubland, fetch, Badlands. I'm just going all the way in right now while they don't seem interested in stifling. Okay. Diagraph Colossus should go first. Yeah, I think the extra zombie is more important than the 1 life. Force of Will. Pyroblast that. I might regret using Pyroblast on that. I'm also playing into Daze here, but I think getting the zombie now before Swords to Plowshares ends up on top of the deck is fine. Okay. They did have a Stifle, flushed it out there. Okay, so probably going to Mystic Sanctuary, get back Plow, Daze, picking up Mystic Sanctuary, and then leave me with nothing. That's pretty good. Okay. Didn't have the Daze. I like that. They just drew Plow, because that's how this card works. And am I getting Murktided? Yep. All right. Force of Will might have been a trap, but it's okay. Ooh, Skullerino. I am going to draw a card, and then I'm going to Sculler, which does get the drain. Take a card. I'm going to take the EI, even though the Murktide's also a problem. And I guess the race is on. Their hand is Murktide Regent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can cast it as a 4/4 and make the first one an 8/8. I'm going to need to get something online here. Yeah, I think they tricked me with that Pyroblast and did a good job of doing it. Come on, zombie cards. 8 + 4 is 12, and I'm dead. Okay. Beat by Jeskai, Murktide Regent. No surprise there. This is a top-tier legacy deck with expressive iteration and all sorts of good stuff. And main deck unlicensed Hearth, but we did win the game where that happened. On to the next one. I'm on the play against another Yorion deck. I'm going to keep my hand. Wonder if this is another tricky, not Death and Taxes situation. Every time I say most Yorion decks are Death and Taxes, oh no, this is Battle of Wits. Holy shit, there's 247 cards in this deck. All right, we're playing against Battle of Wits. That's another piece of information that they can give away. All right, let's do this, I guess. I'm very excited about this. There's so many ways you could build Battle of Wits. Basically, all you actually have to do is put Battle of Wits and 250 something cards in your deck. And then what the other cards are could be anything. Like I've seen aggro versions that have like literally Wild Nacatl in them. And then I played a version on the channel. Go check that video out, by the way, where it was just every combo across the Esper Color Wedge. Crazy shit. I'm excited about it. I'm going to get Badlands here and hope they're not a Wasteland variation of Battle of Wits. They also mulled to 5. Flooded Strand. No surprise there. There's blue cards in this deck, namely Battle of Wits. I'm going to attack for 1 and then play Wayward Servant. and hope to draw a land or a zombie that does something. Hell yeah, Amaket limited. Let's go. 1-drop zombie into Wayward Servant. Okay. Land off the top and it's party time. Let's go. You're gonna see a Triumph fetch at the end step. What are we doing? We got an instant to cast. Gonna Enlighten Tutor for Battle of Wits, and just the race is on from there. Tundra confirmed. And yep, there's the E-Tutor. Hope they don't also show and tell. Oh, Aether Vial on top of the deck. That is not what I expected to happen here. But I guess if you're playing a low resource game and you're actually a Yorion deck, like flickery shit going on here. Come on, land. Fuck. Alright. I'll play the other Carrion Feeder. Get my trigger. Them going for Aether Vial over straight to the Battle of Wits is a little exciting because that means Swords to Plowshares might do something this game. Yeah, mull to 5 and then cast Enlightened Tutor. They're down 3 cards. Because Enlightened Tutor is card negative. You spend a card from your hand to put a card on top of your deck. They're a combo deck, so obviously they're betting that their 3 cards are better than my... or can win the game better than just an average 7, which is usually the case. They're also playing a 250-something card deck. Maybe the hands are just bad. I don't know. Alright, something's happening. Recruiter of the Guard. I'm probably not plowing the Recruiter. Depends on what they show me here. I don't really care about a 1/1 until they start doing stuff with it. If they show me like Charming Prince, I might just pile this. Alright, Charming Prince confirmed. Alright, yeah, I am gonna just clear this now because I would like to spend all my mana adding to the board as this game progresses. Fuck yeah. Okay. Zombie. I don't really need to pre-combat this, but it could affect the size of Carrion Feeders. I'm about to start going very wide very quickly. The Wayward Servant plus multiple Diagraph Colossuses. And they are at 8. So this game could end quick. The race is on. Charming Prince in hand. Aether Vial's going up to 2, which can put in the Prince. Do you have another Recruiter? I don't regret plowing the Recruiter. Like, I could have waited for Charming Prince to target it, go after it there. But I don't think that's important compared to actually getting Colossus into play. Okay, I'm not going to play this land because... oh, wait. Do I want to play the land? No, I'll take the one from Silent Clearing. I don't think that's going to affect the game. And I want this tapped zombie token in play before combat so I can feed it to a Carrion Feeder. Drain you for 1. Drain you for another 1. Then attack with all my creatures. There's 2 blockers and they can gain 3 life. Do I want Wayward Servant to die? Do I want Carrion Feeder to die? I think I have to just push here. I'm sure they want to scry too with Charming Prince, but they might have to gain 3 life given the board state. Unless they tricked me and there's a different 2-drop over here. Nope, it is Charming Prince. And the selected mode is gain 3 life. We did it, Reddit. I am not going to feed Colossus to Carrion Feeder because I do want this material off the board. I'm going to put them to 5, play my land and pass. And them trading off with the Colossus instead of the Wayward Servant's pretty exciting. Okay, this one I can sacrifice. Don't really... do I care if they have... okay, they're at 5. 2. Could just make Carrion Feeder bigger. Alright, nope. I'm just going to let it come back to my hand. I don't really care about Brazen Borrower as a game piece like the 3/1 flying creature. If I did, I would have sacked it, but it's not going to matter here. I'm at 19. You're not going to tempo me out. They're going to get this combo together or they're going to lose. And those are the only versions of events. If they do just go land Battle of Wits with their last 2 cards, then okay, they're still dead to that because they would have to tap Noble Hierarch or Ignoble Hierarch to make it happen. Okay. I'm not dead to Battle of Wits. I am going to fetch in my upkeep. Let's give myself a chance to thin out the deck a little. Ooh. Unfortunately, don't have enough mana to really go nutty with that. I'll just replay Colossus, I guess. Because if there is a next turn, and if I draw a land, I could double spell with Wayward Servant and Colossus next turn. Okay, drain you to 4. And attack with all my creatures that can attack. Let's see what's in that Aether Vial. Gonna have to be good. Moment of truth. Spell Seeker. Oh, that's fun. That can get Swords to Plowshares or some other powerful thing that I can't even comprehend. I could get like Ephemerate, block Ephemerate Spellseeker, get another spell. It did get Ephemerate. All right. Okay. You're dying if you block like that. Pass priority. Ephemerate the Spellseeker. That works. Gonna have to get a removal spell that they can cast for non-white mana. Like Lightning Bolt plays, Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, all these things. Oh, that's a good one. Punishing Fire, pretty strong. And I am currently gaining life. Might as well sack it, right? Yeah, it's dead anyway. Might as well get some action out of it. Opponent is at 2. And they can Ephemerate again in the upkeep. Get another spell. The fact that they're at 2 and backpedaling, like I would normally be worried about this combo line, but they're going to have to come up with something good here. And they don't know about the other Wayward Servant in my hand. If I draw a land, they just die to that. Servant, play Colossus, triggers first Colossus, trigger. But the ability to search your deck for a spell is a powerful ability. Another Ephemerate, we're just spinning the wheels here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my league opponents who, with like mono black Stompy and 4-color, 5-color Battle of Wits, like this is exactly the league I want to play with this tribute deck. Thank you, opponents, for being good sports. Cephalid Breakfast also, Yorion Breakfast. Even the Murktide deck was like a Jeskai Brew, which, I mean, Brewing Delver is like an eye roll thing to say, but still, it is a thing. It is true. We have played against 4 cool decks so far in our 4 matches. It looks like we have a priority pass. And, oh, that's good. Okay. I would like to black, white, Wayward Servant. I want this one to be uncounterable. And let's see if the Ephemerate does anything in response. Being stuck on 1 white so they can't Ephemerate for Plow is really nice, honestly. And they just conceded to that. Nice. I don't even need to show them the Gravecrawler. We had the crew operational here. Carrion Feeder eats Crawler, which Crawler makes 2 zombie tokens on the way in. Crawler and the tokens all trigger Wayward Servant. Oh, fuck yeah. Engine online. Okay, we are playing against a Yorion Flicker build of Battle of Wits. I want Swords to Plowshares and some number of Pyroblasts for sure. I think if there's a time to leave in Contamination, I'm going to try to do it right now. Let's go. Shave a Vial. Grave Pact. They seem to have a lot of creatures in the deck, but I think Goblin Bombardment is my control card here. Servant is good, but always shaveable. And Colossus, I'm looking at you. It's Colossus or Gary, and I like Gary's ability to go hard in the late game. Like, this is the type of deck that might just try to turtle up behind like flickery things and give me a really big Gary at some point. It could shave. It's either Colossus or a Gray Merchant. I think those are the reasonable options here. I'm going to turn 1 Pyroblast into a Reb, just in case that matters. And I have been kind of hurting for mana lately. But I am trying to slow down and keep this deck from doing its thing. Okay, Gray Merchant staying in. Diagraph Colossus, take a break. Let's go. Leaving in the Contamination. Against the 4 or 5 color deck, I think this is the time to do that. I didn't bring in Wear Tear for their Aether Vial. I'm just gonna hope they don't have one in their 250 card deck. I do have one though. Snap keep this hand. I honestly didn't even think about it when they played Aether Vial. It's annoying enough out of an 80 card deck, and they have 250. It looks like 255, 256 cards in this deck. All right, 1 drop confirmed. Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take a mana creature all day. That's fine. Another Cavern. All right, Cavern on zombie and Aether Vial. This is the blue deck Nightmare. Cavern casting Aether Vial. Every counterspell in your deck just went blank. Ponder, you got it. They might have enough mana dorks that even in the 4 or 5 color deck. Did I see all 5 colors? I saw white, blue, black, red, green. Yes, okay. In the 5 color deck, they might still get away with like back to basics with all the mana dinguses. Play from Loam. Okay. Alright, Loam's pretty hot. I always respect a Loam. Okay. I think it's time for Wayward Servant to get in. And I'm gonna Bloodstain Mire for a basic swamp, because my caverns make enough other colored mana. And I can Violin Gravecrawler when it's time to deal 1. Or I guess I want to Violin Carrion Feeder, because that one crushes a lot harder. Okay. 4 mana. What's happening to me? I do need to stop drawing lands and start drawing spells, though. That is important to this plan. The fairy. That's annoying. Hopefully they go after the violin, not the creature. Maybe that doesn't even matter. Oh yeah, get in there. Put in Carrion Feeder. That thing hits like a truck. So now Teferi is in jeopardy, even if they do have Swords to Plowshares. Speaking of Swords to Plowshares, another Cavern on Zombie. It's time. Alright. How far down this rabbit hole are you going to let me go? Sack Gravecrawler. Cast Gravecrawler again. We're draining. Draining. And I'm just going to attack Teferi with both of these now. Don't know if they even care about Teferi, but if they do, I want it gone. Yeah, I'd rather have the ability to Swords to Plowshares. Let's ignore together, collectively, that I don't have any white mana. They didn't block. That's... Well, if it was dead anyway, that's fine. But they could... I could just die here. I could easily just get Battle of Wits here. I'm going to have to rip Pyroblast off the top. Oh, shit. They wouldn't get that if they couldn't cast it. Oh, it's time. Alright, Pyroblast, let's go. They don't win till their upkeep. How much damage can I do in 1 turn? If I don't draw Pyroblast, it's got to be a 1-drop zombie. Phyrexian Tower. Okay, that does give me a lot of Gravecrawlers. So if I Gravecrawler, Carrion Feeder, doing Gravecrawler stuff will do a lot more damage than attacking with Gravecrawler will. So just see if this works. I have no idea. There's another one of those. And then sacrifice Gravecrawler again. Here's another one. Then Phyrexian Tower. That Gravecrawler. Get another drain. That Gravecrawler. Get another drain. That Gravecrawler. Get another drain. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm 1 short. Am I really 1 short? Bummer. Yeah, just needed a 1-drop zombie. 7, 8, 9. Oh, no. Good shit. I'm going to let them have their trigger. I'm not going to concede. Please enjoy this. You earned it. Splat. Okay, yeah, Wear Tear should be in the deck. I forgot that Battle of Wits is also something that I want to be destroying. I brought in the Pyroblast, not really considering the fact that their win con also dies to Wear Tear. Fucking duh. Alright, Wear Tear, get in here. Gray Merchant is out. And I still love living the meme dream of Contamination. But it's just very clearly the worst card in this deck right now. Did I even actually get an extra damage off that Phyrexian Tower? Because, like, it gave me 2 mana instead of 1, but I didn't get the +1 counter for one of the sacrifices. Someone do the math. I can't figure it out. I know it's basic math, but I'm in the middle of sideboarding. Like, if I had just played Swamp and drained and gotten a +1 counter instead of drained twice with 1 +1 counter, is that different? I don't know. Okay, I think I am going to cut Contamination. Sorry, Contamination. I gave you a fair shot at it, and you didn't deliver. Now I need to actually win the match. I don't think I can keep this 1-lander, even though it does have 2 Wear Tears in it, because they have this whole other half of their deck. I'm going to have to ship that. I will keep this 1-lander with Aether Vial. That's a different story. And I can send Diagraph Colossus. Yeah, I think that's the one. And I'm definitely fetching Badlands here. Uh-oh, they kept 7. I'm in trouble. They've mulliganed every other game so far. I do have the aggro rip here again. If I find a white source off the top, I can have the same game I had last time. Oh god. Aether Vial in the 250 card deck. 2 out of 3 games. Good stuff. I would have kept that 7 also. One land? Shit. Okay. I'm gonna play Gravecrawler. Because if I can trick them into a Swords to Plowshares or Prismatic Ending, then jump in the Carrion Feeder and eat the thing in response, that's card advantage, baby. This is not the time for them to reveal their Wasteland deck. Please no. I mean, we saw Loam. Oh god, Urza Saga. That might be worse. March of Otherworldly Light. Fuck. Alright, well, I'll put in the Carrion Feeder and really hope to draw a land now. This hand was pretty much all in on that card. Oh no. Attacking with my creatures. I think the additional Carrion Feeder is better than a bigger single Carrion Feeder. We're really going to limp over the finish line on this one, and it looks like they have a completely non-Battle of Wits hand. Maybe they'll miss a land drop. Nope, no chance. Okay, now I'm in trouble to Urza Saga. These constructs are going to arrive as 2/2s, and oh, I can tear Saga. That's pretty good. Oh wait, no I can't, because I don't have white mana. Fuck me. Alright, this is how it ends, in a blaze of missed land drops. I am going to push with my 2/1 though. I don't care if this thing dies, and if it can trade with a construct before it's gone, I'll take it. Maybe I should have gone wider. Like if I attack with everything, they block a Carrion Feeder, I sack that to the other Carrion Feeder, they take 4, but I lose a zombie. Not even sure if that matters. All I know is my life is pain. Okay. This is what I got now. I'm going to be stuck behind this wall of things, and I do have the ability to win without combat with Wayward Servant, but not at this level of resource, especially if they tutor up something like Shadow Spear that makes them unraceable. If they tutor up just like Pithing Needle, naming Carrion Feeder, they could get Nile Spellbomb or a Soul Guide Lantern and just lock my graveyard down. I even had the Wear Tear to hit the Aether Vial and the Saga, just no mana to do it. That's magic sometimes. Are you attacking? Oh, alright. Still playing like a combo deck. Oh, baby. Let me in. Make white here, of course. Do I want to invest in Wayward Servant or start working through this board? I think I gotta get my creature in when I can still cast creatures. Carrion Feeder being off sucks, but I can wear the Pithing Needle if I need to. Aether Vial's already up to 3 and hasn't done anything yet. I like that. I guess I can still attack with Gravecrawler. They block and then I replay it and it comes back and drains them for 1, even without Carrion Feeder's help. That's a thing that happens. Brainstorm, that's a good card. I'm just trying to picture this deck in real life. Brainstorm, just pick up 3 cards off your mountainous pile of deck. Have the fetch land to go with Brainstorm. Brainstorm also just supercharged. I just commented how Aether Vial hasn't done anything yet. That's 3 fresh looks at a Recruiter, which would really just crack this game open. Mox Diamond, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't quite jam Battle of Wits yet. Oh, fuck. This card is not beatable at all. And they even have the mana to equip. Jesus. Alright. That's that, folks. I was already behind and barely functioning, and Umezawa's Jutei is just gonna absolutely end the whole situation here. And I can Wear Tear it, but it's gonna do its damage. It's gonna wipe out my Servant. Not to mention, I just take 6, and there's a pair of 6/6s in play that I can't block. Ugh. Yeah, this hurts. Going to have to wear the Jutei, and that's really all I can do. They're killing my Servant in response, as expected. Don't worry, I only have to deal with this 10 power in play with my can't block creatures. Yeah, if they can play any artifact, the game ends. 3 cards in hand. What are they? Is one of them an artifact? And I don't have a reasonable way out of this game next turn anyway. Expressive Iteration, that's cheating. I thought we were playing meme decks here, and you have a real card in there. Birds of Paradise. In the Exile Zone. Life from the Loam gets back Urza Saga, among other things. Okay, I can concede this one. I was already dead to the constructs if their hand was just 3 blanks, but it was actually expressive iteration into loam. Yeah, we're good. 1 damage separated me from victory. On to the final round. That match was awesome, regardless. The final round is upon us. We've already put a win on the board, so that box is checked. Let's see if we can grind back a 2 and 3 on the draw with an Aether Vial hand. I'm keeping this. Oh no. Got a Delver tryhard. What's going on here? Oh, Rift Bolt. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting, and I don't know exactly what to make of it. I have life gain spells and effects in my deck. I just need to have them before the game is over, I guess. I'm going to get Vial started. I think Sculler is going to be an important part of mapping this game out. Unfortunately, they can get Eidolon down this turn, which is the card that I really want to take with Sculler, probably. Okay, light up the stage. That's not Eidolon. Hit 2 lands. I hope they needed spells. Goblin Guide, alright. Feeling Tide Hollow Sculler. Okay, another one of those I'm not upset about. I'm going to use the Cavern to cast Sculler. Like, fetching thins out my deck, but it takes 1 extra damage that I could just have a pain-free mana base for the whole game. I think that's worth pursuing. This is a matchup where Gravecrawler can't block is insanely relevant, which, I mean, it comes up a lot. It's not flavor text, but facing down Goblin Guide, I would love to block that. And depending on what comes out of this hand, I can decide if I'm going to trade Sculler for Goblin Guide or not. I probably will if I get the opportunity. Spike, Chain Lightning, Rift Bolt. That's a lot of fire very quickly. I'm going to take the Chain Lightning because that's the one that has the most agency involved, and they can use to kill the Sculler and buy their spell back if they want to do that. By the way, it turns out that light up the stage for 2 lands was the stone fucking nuts because their hand is all spells. All right, I'm going to block. This Goblin Guide's going to deal more than 3 damage over the course of this game if I don't start blocking with it. Like, go ahead, have your Chain Lightning back. You can 12 me right now. Spike. Suspend Rift Bolt. Chain Lightning's in hand. So I can Vial in Gravecrawler. I really need Wayward, what's it's called? Wayward Zombie. Whatever the fuck. Gain Life Zombie right now. Gain Life Zombie? Shit. That wasn't what I was looking for. Clearly. Fetching a basic land does less damage than Price of Progress here. I'm going to set a stop in their draw step. Play Gravecrawler. Attack with Gravecrawler. I know there's at least 1 sorcery I can take over there, so that's why I'm stopping in their draw step. Rift Bolt puts me to 6. Draw step, Tide Hollow Sculler, let's go. Show me 2 lands and Chain Lightning. Lightning Bolt, shit. Okay, I'll take the Chain Lightning. They could suspend the Rift Bolt, and I have 1 draw. What can I even do? I literally don't think there's a play here. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. I can't get to Gary. I'm a mana short of ripping Gary. And Drain Zombie doesn't have another zombie to go with it. A Drain Zombie doesn't trigger off itself. Yeah, I believe I am just dead. I'm not going to fetch, just in case there's a way to gain 1 life that I forgot about. But I don't believe there is. I'll leave Vial on 2 and just dead. Okay. Bummer. Burn, huh? This is certainly a matchup. Okay, Swords to Plowshare is Deafening Silence and Wear Tear. Wear Tear can kill Eidolon and various vortex effects. Grave Pact way too slow. Contamination could hardlock them out of spells. That's kind of a wild world to live in. Swords of Plowshare is targeting my own creatures or their creatures. They're both pretty good. Undead Augur, honestly, huge liability. But also, like, how I play this game. Grey Merchant is my Slamma-Jamma in the game card. I can cut an Aether Vial, I guess. Goblin Bombardment, also part of my combo. But it's more important to stop theirs than it is to do mine. I don't think I want all 4 Deafening Silence. It's a card I want to draw exactly 1 copy of. Diagraph Colossus feels really slow. Relentless Dead. That engine's not going to get online, but it is a 2-drop that does anything. Scholar and Wayward Servant are my most important cards. I think Colossus is another cut, and maybe it's just Relentless Dead. Hate to cut a 2-drop, but running out of defensible cuts here. Let's do it. Playing the numbers on these three ofs that I want in my opener, but don't want to see after that in Aether Vial and Deafening Silence. This is not a keepable hand. I need to do a lot better than that. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. What to send to the bottom is a tough choice. Like, bottoming Swamp is a thing you can do. Land is the most repeatable effect in the deck. Like, Gray Merchant is unique and also necessary. Alright, I'll bottom the Polluted Delta. And I'll just scrub land go. Respect the Goblin Guide. Hope they play Goblin Guide and it draws me a land. I guess I probably should have Carrion Feedered on turn 1. Please play Goblin Guide. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, that's a thing you can do. Ooh, Augur. Alright, I'd Hollow Sculler get in there. Let's see what they're working with. Light up the stage. There is a Goblin Guide. Okay, if I take Chain Lightning, they can't really... They can trade with the Goblin Guide. Though, I would have rather plowed it. Oh, that ship has sailed. I don't want to unlock all their light up the stages if I can avoid it. Or at least give it another turn before that is the case. Shit. Alright. Missed on the land. I guess I just block. Chain Lightning on Wayward Servant is rough. But Sculler gained 2 life. Maybe more, depending on how long the Goblin Guide would have been in play. Okay, Chain Lightninging me there. I guess it does make sense because they can pop me for damage next turn. But that means that my Wayward Servant gets to be in play. Yeah, they don't have an answer to Wayward Servant right now. And that is how I can cheekily grind my way back into this game. I have perfect information other than their draw step. Alright, just hardcast Light Up the Stage, hell yeah. Fire Blast. You want to point that at my creature before I start gaining life? I'll allow it. Land off the top. Yes, even a basic. Hell yeah. Right, Carrion Feeder. Start the drain game. 1 extra life. Undead Augur. 2 extra life. Starting to dig out of this. I'm at 19. Just gently playing around Price of Progress. Fiery Islet from Exile. Now or never on the Fire Blast. Could constrict them later. I'm into it. Fire Blast is going face. That sets up the next light of the stage. Chain Lightning and another light of the stage. Tilt. That's really good. Another light. Hit Goblin Guide. At some point they're going to have to decide if they want to kill this Wayward Servant or just keep going face. Okay, it's going to die anyway, so I'll just feed it to Carrion Feeder, get bigger. The land is like kind of a tricky balance because this Gray Merchant is the plan, but also I know they have Price of Progress over there. All right, suspended a Rift Bolt. Gonna get some combat in here. I'm gonna get to hold up Plow. Oh, and yes, the 3rd basic. That's great. Back for 4. Pass the turn. Rift Bolt comes off here. Hope they just try to go face for the rest of the game. Oh no, going after my Carrion Feeder. Alright, yep. That dies and I draw a card. Another Carrion Feeder. You love to see it. I'm also prepared for this Goblin Guide. They got Fiery Islets over here. They're at 10. Price of Progress, 1 card in hand. Jeez. Tough crowd. And I can't get double red to send it back at them. Not that I think I would anyway. But alright. Not going to send it back. Draw another card. There's that Goblin Guide. And Goblin Guide reveals Relentless Dead. I'm going to Plow Guide. And I'm going to draw Relentless Dead. Okay, how hard do I want to fuck around and find out against this deck? They have 2 cards in their hand. Like, if I can get this Gray Merchant, right, Price of Progress deals me 3 effectively, because I can fetch a basic swamp. I go to 9. And then their other 2 cards have to deal 9. That's a lot of damage. I'm going to try to set up a bigger Gary. And I'm going to sandbag the land to play around Pop. All right, Relentless Dead can't come back, by the way. Grafdigger's Cage is in play. Eidolon. Okay. I'm only casting a 5-drop for the rest of this game. And they suspended Riftbolt. That's going to trigger... All right, nice. Relentless Dead has Menace. And this is a 5-drop. And your Riftbolt is going to trigger your own thing. Zap ya. And you're dead to your own Eidolon. GG. Menace Creature puts you to 2. Gray Merchant showing up strong. Fuck yeah. Grafdigger's Cage. I kind of love when they lead on Grafdigger's Cage because that is 3 damage they didn't do to me. Like, I can work around that. I can win the game and play with creatures. I don't think anything changes out of the sideboard here. Going right back in, same set. And the Wear Tear also does just clean up Grafdigger's Cage along with the Eidolon. Gotta win a game on the draw against Burn, though. Deafening Silence, pretty nice, but Silent Clearing, absolute nightmare. Oh my god. I think I have to mulligan this. It just dies to Goblin Guide. Oh, this hand does everything. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna send the extra land to the bottom. Suspend Riftbolt. Yes, okay. That lets me stick my Deafening Silence, and they only get the 1 spell for the turn. I hope they kept another Greedy Light Up the Stage hand. Rubland. De-Silence. Here's your spell for the turn. I hope you like it. And they could also cast Eidolon. That's a good follow-up. Goblin Guide. All right. I have Plow for that. Aether Vial revealed. Okay. I think I want to play Aether Vial now, and then I can Plow on their turn, and I can worry about the Scullers later. Ooh, didn't have a spell in the end step for me. I like that. Goblin Guide revealed Relentless Dead. Do I think I can get through an Eidolon? All right, gonna have to. Gonna Plow this. What it's in the deck for. Let's go. All right, yep, there's Eidolon. You got me. Vial, tick up. And I could just play Relentless Dead, put it in front of Eidolon, or I can start sculling. I think I want to start sculling. So Relentless Dead, putting that in front of Eidolon is pretty sexy. Zombie and black. Yeah, I'm going to Relentless Dead here, because this can block Eidolon in a way that I actually like a lot, compared to Sculler, that it's just like, maybe gain 2 life or whatever. And I can start instant speed sculling next turn with Aether Vial. I could even Vial and then also Skull. Obviously, my life total is diminishing quickly, and they're at 22 life. I'm going to have to do something about all this. Easy block, if you're going to give it to me. Block. I will pay the 1 to get my thing back. Okay. Turning Eidolon of the Great Revel into a shock is pretty nice. Right, that's your spell for the turn. Vial gets to go up here. Undead Augur, that's risky. White, black. Hide Hollow Sculler, let's go. These 2 Scullers plus Deafening Silence are going to have to do serious work. Lightning Bolt in response. Okay, that's their spell for the turn. Pop, Vortex. I could take the 2 pops and try to race Vortex. Pop is good for 4. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to do that. Alright, those are gone. Sulfuric Vortex is your hand. Kind of sucks, because if they draw a land, they play Vortex, and if they draw a non-land, that's a spell they can cast. I'm in a tough spot. Alright, I'm just at 3. You got it. The race is on. Come on, gain life, zombie, right now. I think I actually do need to send Aether Vial up to 3, because I'm never getting to the lands on Gary. But I do literally have 2 creatures in hand. Alright, I'm going to leave it on 2 and try to actually race. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to try it. Check with all my creatures. And then Relentless Dead. Black. I can Violin Augur. I'm already dead to pop, so might as well play my land. Alright, please draw Eidolon of the Great Revel. That card I don't care about right now. End step Violin, Undead Augur. Could be dangerous, but I need to put damage on the board. Am I just dead? What do you got? I think I have to leave Violet too. Okay, there's the land for Gary. Now I gotta draw Gary. The opponent's at 10. I could sack Relentless Dead to draw a card. Puts me to 2. Does anything kill me from 2 that doesn't kill me from 10? Like, if this just hits Gary, like, Trying to think of anything that does that. All right, I'm going to draw a card. LFG. Oh, literally the Sulfuric Vortex in their hand kills me from 2, but not from 10. Fuck. I've made a mistake. Time to draw a Sculler. Oh, Servant! Okay, yes, pay the 1. That was the draw that I needed, if there ever was a draw that I needed. Wayward Servant, get in. File right now. Not messing around. Relentless Dead. I'm at 3. Go. Please draw a Mountain. Please draw Mountain. Clearly the card in your hand was not good. Yes! 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 We did it! Oh my god. 2-3 record. Wayne, Knives. We did it, homie. This deck, genuinely sweet. We can see the power of the engine, like the Gravecrawler Bombardment. Undead Augur impressed the hell out of me. So did Relentless Dead. And Wayward Servant just came up constantly. I wonder if there should be more Garys in this deck. But I did board it out a lot, but other games it was completely bananas. If you're serious about improving this deck, I think 2 is a reasonable number of Goblin Bombardment, and the Contamination and the Grave Pact are the cute cards. And you probably just want maybe 4th Wayward Servant. Weird to say that, but it was really good. And some other kind of removal spell. Maybe you just play the 4 Plows. But all that said, this deck is great. I can see why it would appeal to Wayne. He clearly had good taste. Every card made sense. Every card had a job to do. There's not really wasted space here. Like the Contamination and Grave Pact are clearly flex slots that are made to just slam the door closed in certain matchups, and you could raise the floor of the deck by playing cards that are more generally good rather than ones with conditional applications. Like these definitely raise the ceiling of the deck, not the floor, but they have a job to do. They make perfect sense, and all of these other cards are so sweet. This zombie package felt really good. I guess just watch out for Murktide Regent and Battle of Wits, and other than that, do your thing. Mardu Zombies. Viola, this was a tribute to your boy Wayne, aka Knives. This was his zombie deck. I hope I did it proud. Everybody, thanks for watching. Send your good vibes or your prayers or whatever you believe in to Wayne, wherever he is now, if you believe in that. Power to his family and friends. Obviously, we got Viola leading the charge, and people in this world still care about him. And this video will live on forever. Wayne, this one was for you. Viola, thanks for asking me to do this. Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff, and I'll see you for the next one.